I am John Davis Marshall, your lifestyle architect. Welcome to another episode of Wisdom to Wealth. If my coaching can benefit your professional life, then why not extend your experience with me? You may do so by way of my website, pms123.com. And while you're there at my website, bless your life with one of my books and subscribe to Matters Magazine, and also check out Wisdom Wares. Wisdom Wares give you an opportunity to place positive messages in the environment where you are without ever opening your mouth. It's a wonderful privilege. We place wise sayings on wares, clothing, T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, coffee cups, wherever you want it. And so you're carrying a positive message and you don't even have to open your mouth. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Tell all of your friends to do so. Comment on this video. Please like it and share it in all of your social media outlets to help us to expand our territory. Remember, each Thursday, we explore finance matters. So get your copy of the Word of God, pull up a comfortable chair, get your cup of coffee. Let's see what God has to say to our hearts today. Interesting story comes to us, 2 Corinthians chapter 8. God uses that story to mobilize some people. He used the giving of the saints in Macedonia to motivate the giving of the saints in Corinth. Yes, you heard me exactly correct. He used one group of people to motivate another group of people to give. You know, we do that about everything. If someone is walking and they say, I have to quit after half a mile, what's the first thing you do? You said, oh, come on, I made it a mile. So we always use ourselves to motivate and mobilize others. So God used the saints in Macedonia to motivate and mobilize the saints in Corinth. See, the saints in Corinth heard about a famine in Jerusalem, and they pledged. They said, we will send some finances to help those people. But guess what? They had made a pledge, and a year later, they hadn't kept it. Now, some will say, well, see, that's one of the reasons why I don't make pledges. No, that's the reason why you need to make sure that you keep your pledge. That's what that's about. Now notice, Paul never said to them, you shouldn't have made the pledge. He said to them, you should have kept the pledge. All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verses 10 and 11, you'll find out they made that pledge a year ago. And now the Apostle Paul is saying, make what you promised to do. Now that's in life because God dislikes pledges. He has always been that way. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 21 through 23 convinces me of that. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 4 and 5 convinces me of that. Psalms chapter 50, verses 14 through 15 convinces me of that God dislikes those who don't keep their promises. We, my friend, can become motivated to give by the giving of others. Yes, there is a principle, and there is a process, and there is a profit. Well, what can we learn from the giving of others? Let's consider a spiritual component. First, let's observe the motivation Let's notice the dynamics of what actually took place. The Macedonians surrendered their will to the will of God. That's what happened. They surrendered their will to the will of God. Notice verse 5 of 2 Corinthians chapter 8. And this, not as we had expected. Now he's talking about their gift. But first they gave themselves to the Lord and to us rather, by the will of God. They surrendered their will to the will of God. You know, when you surrender your will to the will of God, then doing the things of God are not that difficult. Most of the difficulty in human behavior, we simply haven't decided that that's what we're going to do. But once you decide that that's what you're going to do, it's not that difficult. So they surrendered themselves. And then secondly, the Macedonians shared their wealth with the wealth of the people of God. Listen again to verse number 1 through 4. Now, brethren, we wish to make known to you the grace of God, which has been given in the churches of Macedonia, that in a great ordeal of affliction, their abundance of joy and their deep poverty overflowed in the wealth of their liberality. For I testify that according to their ability and beyond their ability, they gave of their own accord, begging us with much urging for the favor of participating in the support of the saints. Now notice how they gave. They gave according to their ability. That's what the text said. They even begged for the opportunity to give. But then they gave beyond their ability. Yes, the text said they gave beyond their ability. You know why? They were in deep poverty. Well, how in the world can a person give beyond his ability? You can only do that by making a sacrifice. You're able to do something at this level, but you're going to make a sacrifice, and that enables you to do it even more. Let's say a person needs some money. You have $50 to buy your groceries with, and you say to the person, I'm not able. But then you change your mind, and you say, you know what? I'm going to fast for 2 days, and I'm going to give them $10 of my money so they can be able to eat. See, you're going beyond your ability because of a sacrifice that you're willing to make. So these people made a sacrifice, though they themselves were in deep poverty. They made a sacrifice and they gave. My friend, you can become motivated to give by the giving of others. Yes, that is exactly what this story teaches us. I'm your lifestyle architect. If my coaching can benefit your professional life, or my counseling can benefit your personal life, then extend your experience with me by way of my website, pms123.com. And while you're on my website, bless your life with one of my books, subscribe to Matters Magazine, check out Wisdom Where. Yes, subscribe to this YouTube channel, comment, and share it with your friends in all of your social media outlets. Indeed, it is true. A better you begins with a grace view of God. That's why we want you to be gripped in his grace and mesmerized by his mercy.